everybody, and welcome to Raising Vibrations with myself, Simon. Today we're going to be continuing with the Learn Astrology series, and we're going to be working with Cancer today. And basically, I'm just going to be sharing with you a little bit about the nature of Cancer and how to perceive it in the birth chart, and also give you the opportunity to, in some way, shape, or form, empower you through this archetype. Okay. Now, before you watch this, if you have watched it, if you're jumping onto this for the first time, highly recommend watching the introduction video. And there will be a link that will come up in the top over here. And just click on that, watch the introduction video that helps you have some context about what you're trying to do. And then come watch this whole entire series if you wish. Other than that, I mean, it's recommended, but you don't have to go and do that. I also want to let you know that if you're following this series, I'm not going to be doing Leo next. I'm actually going to be going around from Pisces onwards, and just going around that way, so everybody gets an opportunity to have their own maybe personal planets emphasized in the video series. Okay, great. So what are we dealing with here when we're looking at Cancer? So Cancer, as the archetype, is ruled by the moon. In Evolutionary Astrology, it's ruled by the 4th house, and of course the constellation Cancer. And what we're dealing with here is the nature of security and nurture. Okay, and the ability to, in one way, shape, or form, come to that inner sense of sanctuary within self, like within yourself. And what does that symbolize to you, and how do you nurture that? How do you grow that? So it's the archetype of the mother, basically. The openness, the sense of emotional receptivity, the openness of emotional vulnerabilities, etc., and how we create security within us based on those vulnerabilities and such. Now, Cancer, the 4th house and the moon in EA, also correlates to the nature of the ego, and the reason why that's the case is because it's consistent behavior over a weekly basis, a monthly basis, a yearly basis that then becomes the ego structure. And it's how we nurture ourselves. It's how you make yourself feel secure. So look in your birth chart to understand that process, okay? And then the other archetype that is really interesting about the nature of Cancer itself is it is our archetype of gender assignment. So with Cancer and Capricorn, it's gender assignment, the mother and father archetype in that. So if you've got Pluto in the 4th house or Pluto in the 10th house, the polarities over there, there is a realization that you could be gender switching in that sense, because it is part of the cardinal archetypes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just quickly jump into the actual display of the zodiac and just share with you how Cancer actually operates, okay? All right, everyone, so we're looking at Cancer here in the birth chart, and for anybody that doesn't know, when I use the word natural zodiac, this is what I'm implying. I'm talking about these signs that are operating like that, okay? The map of consciousness, as it were. Oh, great. So let's have a look over here. Again, as you know, the sextiles that facilitate the archetype. Cancer is sextiled by Virgo and it's sextiled by Taurus. So the relationship that Taurus aids Cancer in is, we know that Taurus is about survival. So therefore Cancer is about, or the needs, should I say. So this is how you connect with your food. This is how you connect with the nourishment that is associated with food. How do you nurture yourself through food? Do you eat junk food? Do you eat food that sustains your emotional balance? Do you, and so on and so forth. This is how you survive in your home. This is how you nourish your emotional body through what needs you have. So yeah, your basic physical needs, and then that's your emotional needs. You see how that sextile works together? And it's how you eat in your home. It's how you survive in your home. And how you create security through the realization of the necessity for survival. And Virgo in relationship to Cancer is how we create consistency through the same thing over and over. So we have habits, okay? Habits comes from the archetype of Cancer and Virgo, because Virgo is routines and Cancer is that security process of doing something every single day that then becomes the outpicturing of our reality. So Cancer now squares Aries, and it squares Libra. It's part of the cardinal axis, and so therefore what we have here is the natural square with Aries causing the necessity for, okay, let me put it to you this way. Aries goes, I want a new direction. Cancer goes, I want to stay safe. I want to keep my traditions. I want to do the same thing over and over. And Aries is going, but I want to go. So there's a natural tension regarding exploration and staying safe. And it causes the archetype of returning back to the mother. That's how we return back home every single day. Cancer to Libra is codependency. And the reason why is because, of course, again, here we're feeling secure, we're feeling safe, and we create a self-image around the relationship. And this is the archetype of where we go, okay, I feel safe in the relationship. We merge with the relationship and we lose our own identity. We lose our own sense of perception of who we are, because now the relationship becomes our identity and not individually. And again, we attach our security to others. Again, Cancer now trines Scorpio, trines Pisces. So here we have, when we are talking about the separation from source, Cancer moves this way into Pisces, and so therefore we have the emotional security connected to our sense of illusions, of separateness, and we intoxify our ego with the falsification of reality, the illusions, etc. And what happens here in this trine is that we literally separate, we place our emotions outside of ourselves in other people and other things, and then they end or they dissolve, and we feel abandoned or lost, etc. When this is operating the right way, because remember, a trine is something that's supportive, but it also can be very lazy. The supporting process is the process of connecting one's spirituality with an ego that allows for emotional transmutation. That then that transmutation gets returned back to the desire of or the source of something, and eventually you're deepening your sense of self-awareness or spiritual awareness through the constant transmutation of the emotional body. Cancer is in conjunct Sagittarius and Aquarius, and I spoke to you that we always are feeling like a sense of security in our belief systems, and that's why whenever you look at politicians, they always try to convince you of something. And they always are selling you based on the archetype of this is what we think you need, and this is your protection, this is your security. It's false always, and so the inconjunct makes us realize that not only does our philosophy give us a feeling of security, so that's why we create one, but it also gives us a sense of home. Because remember, your philosophy indirectly influences where you live. If you're somebody that loves the heat, you will not be living in the middle of Alaska. And then finally, the inconjunct between Aquarius and Cancer teaches you that relationship towards fracturing. Now, firstly, the fracturing comes from Scorpio. We emotionally transmute ourselves, that leads to liberation. And the liberation from deep underlying, or should I say in this particular instance, egocentric patterns that are not supporting you anymore, that are not positive. And so what happens here is that it fractures it, creates a new identity. Okay. Now, the last thing that I wanted to say over here is also this becomes your immediate family, and that becomes your extended family. Great. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll speak to you again. Bye. This is Simon from Raising Vibrations Astrology, and what I would like to share with you today is some information around a membership program that I currently hold for anybody that's interested in participating in deep personal soul transmutation and growth. So what you're looking at the moment is the website. Now, this site in itself is designed for anybody that's wanting to understand the deeper nature of themselves, and I add the language of astrology to create that relationship, to build the bridge between the left brain and, of course, the right brain. So the first place that I would like to share, or like to tell you to go to once you've watched this YouTube video, because you've already watched it now, is the site called raisingvibrationsastrology.com. Okay, and what you'll find at raisingvibrationsastrology.com is this page over here. So, and I did say that I will speak about the membership in that process, but I just wanted to give you a quick tour of the website so that you understand and see exactly what is happening here at Raising Vibrations and what is being held. So on the front page, you're going to see a collection of all of the articles that I write. And all these articles have three main intentions. One is to give us a sense of awareness that there is a collective experience here, to eliminate the feeling of isolation or aloneness. Okay. I also then write them in a way where we get to learn from what is currently manifesting for us right now. And the purpose of this is to create soul empowerment, okay? And then the third is, in some way, shape, or form, to also be able to interact with something that gives you an energy boost. And so that's why it's called Raising Vibrations. So when I write these articles over here, and they're pretty long, I feel on average about 2,000 words, their main intention, as I said, is to raise your vibration, is to keep you in an awareness of holding space for yourself so that you can then experience your life going forward in very empowering ways. Okay, and to remind you of your connection to Source in a world where there is absolutely so much deception, to keep you away from it. So you'll see that on the page as well. Okay, and you just click on that over there and you'll find yourself then looking at one of the articles and such. On my page over here, I've also got my services, and this is basically designed for anybody that's looking to work with me one-on-one. And you just read all the material over here. I work through Evolutionary Astrology, and all you do is you just click on which type of relationship you would like to have, or pardon me, which type of conversation you would like to have with me, so that I know what I need to tune into. And there's a list of lots of them over here. Okay. Then I've got the astrology courses, and what I do is I create an academy for everybody to learn astrology. I have the beginner's course, that's for you just stepping into the space. I have the intermediate course, and that's where we discuss even deeper concepts about the astrology. And I also have what is called the spiritual alignment and manifestation course. And what this is a 4-video or a 3-video series, and then you have one-to-one with me afterwards, talking about how to spiritually align and then create manifestation. Okay, I do have an advanced class. However, at the moment, I'm choosing to allow that process to become more organic when you have finished the intermediate course, which that gives you the opportunity to say, okay, I want to learn about that. I don't really interested in that. I'd like to learn that, etc. And that's when you get all our workshops and webinars. As you can see, all the articles that we've had over here, an introduction to astrology, you can read about that before you get the beginner's course, learn about Mercury retrograde, Saturn, Mars and Venus, learn about what's actually happening on Earth right now in terms of the story of awakening and such. And then I also have the wisdom store, which I'm busy putting into practice right now. And what that does is it basically gives you the opportunity to select any types of workshops and webinars that you would like to learn from. And then the membership. So what the membership is basically a 3-tiered process, okay? You've got the 1-year membership, you've got the 3-month, and you've got the 6 months, okay? And they all have different perks associated with them, right? In this particular instance, like the year membership, you basically get 50% discount on all readings, webinars, and workshops that I do. Every single month, you'll receive 2 full and new moon reports that are 45 minutes long. And these are intense workshops that I create for you to take away from the new and full moons and integrate it into your life so that you can empower yourself. You also get 3 MP3s, the Saturn Return, the Saturn Sagittarius, and a Personal Empowerment MP3. You also get a Pluto sign MP4, which is wherever the sign of Pluto is in your birth chart, you get an MP4 reading that I discuss exactly how to understand your soul story so that you can then become aware of that process. And then you also get a free solar return reading on your birthday as well. So that's a really, really great package over there in terms of what I'm wanting to offer in terms of your soul empowerment process. The 3-month membership is something a little bit less in the sense that you still get everything, but not the solar return. And then and also the Pluto series. And then, of course, if you are a 6-month member, you get everything, just not the solar return. So that's what you get with the membership process. And as I said, every 2 weeks, you get a video and anything else that I might dream up, etc. in that thing. So I highly recommend that. I really hope that you enjoyed this introduction to my website and understand that this is a tool for you to interact with that gives you a sense of empowerment as we navigate our way through our lives, or should I say through this sense of reality that we've chosen to incarnate into. Great. Well, I hope you have a great day, and thank you very much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and watch out for any other videos that come out on this.